Brandon, do you game much?
I don't get the chance to as often as I'd like. I will say recently, I get into Helldivers and whatnot a little bit. I never really delved into Baldur's Gate or any of that stuff, but I slept on it's the Ready or Not.
Yeah. That's hardcore.
Dude, I got so sweaty for like a week. It's like a SWAT simulator, like first-person shooter.
Oh, does it look like body cams? Is that the one I'm thinking of, Kyle?
No, I know the one you're thinking of. It's not that one, but it's still like pretty realistic in the way that like they put you in some crazy scenarios.
Very Tarkov Milsim-y, and very procedure-driven. And like you stack up with your guys and you go in and you're going to have people who pretend to be good guys and then suddenly pull a knife on you. You can pepper spray people, pepper ball people. There's all sorts of shit you can do. There's shooting maps and scenarios you can do, bank robbings. Like you're a SWAT team, so you're responding to any number of, like some of them you're clearing a house and there's a bad guy in there somewhere.
Oh, you're not doing
in like a dark closet. You're a SWAT team member.
You're saving
going
the school.
Yeah, you're saving the school. Distinction.
I was like,
but they will, if you've got somebody that even a bad guy who was just shooting at you.
Pepper ball kids.
if he puts his hands up and surrenders his gun and you shoot him, you get in fucking trouble. Like it's like it's very like accurate to SWAT.
But he'll fuck with you, right? He'll be like, people will be like, if you've watched cop videos, you've seen people be like kind of resistant, like put your hands up. He's like, they're up. Nah, now they're down. And it's like, motherfucker, keep them up. People will be like that with you, and then suddenly they'll pull a fucking gun. It's interesting. I've watched a lot of gameplay, but I haven't played it.
You haven't played it?
I haven't played it. I've watched a ton of it. I know the deal.
I've had it downloaded on my computer for like 3 years. I never fucking played it until like a month ago. And like there was like a week I got fucking sweaty with my boys that we were just like S-tiering everything, like the non-lethal runs. And it was nice. It was fun.
Are you just like a shooter guy? I mean, that's very on brand for you. But like most of the games you like, very shooter.
Like Tarkov?
I played Tarkov back in the day a good bit.
It's really good.
I know Nikita put up a thing the other day about adding the AK-50 to Tarkov, which is kind of fun.
Oh, nice.
So it'd be really easy to make that happen, I'm sure. So there's a single player version of the game that I play now. So that you're just playing against AI, so you don't have to deal with cheaters because that game is rife with cheaters, and I can't deal with it. I can't lose my shit. Is it that bad now? Cheater. It's not that it's that rampant. It's that when it hurts the worst. It'll be like the times when a hacker will actually mess with a player, because normally the hackers are trying to acquire goods or escort players for real money. So they're either they're going in and they're farming and they're going to sell that account, or they're escorting a player to do a hard thing against the AI or something like that. So they'll leave you alone and they can see you across the map through every wall and crevice. Right? But if you come in there geared up, like if you want to play S tier, they'll kill you and take your slick, or they'll kill you and take your thermal sight. If you want to like really splurge and wear T7s, they're like 17 million rubles. That's the time the hacker will be like, oh, 17 mil on your head, huh? Yoink. And the hackers, it depends on the hack, but they can be kind of omnipotent. They can really fuck with you.
They're just T-posing over the map. Meanwhile, you're looking up like the Willem Dafoe meme. Like
I was playing. I've only had good experiences with hackers that like spoke. I've never had one come in and be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm a hacker," and then like shit on us. But twice I've had guys come in.
That's a terrible way to stay under wraps as a hacker.
I had a guy fly up to me and go, "Are you the real FPS Kyle?" And I'm hearing. I shouldn't be hearing this. This so it's terrifying. I'm like, what? God. Yes. And he goes, zoop. He's in the air above me, flying around. He's like, don't shoot. And I'm like, I wasn't gonna. You can fly. And he's like, do you need anything? And I was like, what you got? And he's like, be right back. And he like went into the map and killed someone.
Did he fly away?
Yes. But it's not flying. He's running on an invisible like layer that's like 15 feet above me, but at the speed of sound. So he flies away, goes and kills some poor.
You just hear gunshots in the distance and screaming, and he comes back like, "Hey, found some shit."
He's found some shit. I love that AA12 video, bro.
That's what happened. And then another time, I've had a guy who didn't recognize me necessarily, but he was just like, "Hey, I just killed I'm a cheater, and I just killed a cheater. Do you want their shit? I don't need it." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't shoot." And I'm like, "I wasn't gonna."
He's like Punisher, me all their shit. Fucking Dexter, where he just like only kills cheaters.
Is like kind of like a Dexter, like a Rorschach.
That's what it is. A lot of people cheat to like go after other cheaters and mess with them.
I could see that power corrupting me borderline immediately.
Because it's people like me who have had the game ruined for them by a cheater, and they're like, you know what? The game just changed. Now my game is fucking with you, and so they'll go buy their own cheats and fuck with the cheaters.
The only game I play online is so like multinational, multicultural that like half of the Age of Empires 2, the RTS game, the only people like half or like let's say a solid quarter of like the spaz outs I see from people in chat, because there's no voice chat, you have to type. And like there's not a ton of time for typing in a real-time strategy game. You're doing a lot of clicking and like touching your keyboard. And so if somebody's typing it all in full sentences, they're furious. And it's someone like in Spanish yelling at someone, and then that guy responding with like the Chinese symbology and like not getting it. And it's like, wow, this is just like a UN of dysfunction. Right, I
swear I thought you were going to say India, and I'm like, now the H-1B visa thing makes sense. You just like, fuck these guys.
Well, I don't know. I mean, India is a, I play as the Hindustanis all the time. So
I play with Chinese people all the time at Helldivers, and they're always so polite, and they know like 5 words of English, or they'll use the in-game communication, but it's just thank you to everything and please to everything, and they're always chill. Although back in the day when we played PUBG, it was just China number one, China number one, China number one. That was great. I missed that.
Tiananmen Square, West Taiwan.
I do remember one guy like who clearly only knew enough English to tell us pre-game lobby what he was going to do. Because every once in a while, if I'm feeling chatty, I'll be like English ? Like if I'm at a team game with 4 people on my team just to see. And this guy with like Chinese symbols in his name wrote like, I go Archer Rush. And then I was like, English? And he's like, no. so he knew just enough English to say what he's going to do at the start of the game. And then it was like, okay, well, we can't communicate with this guy other than this. This is all we have.
It's kind of like the mysterious stranger perk. Just like, well, he's just going to go do his own thing. And I hope he kills somebody I don't like.
Dude, the mysterious stranger perk. My girlfriend, she's off Skyrim now. She played like 2 very different characters, a mage and then a stealth archer. And I was like thinking of Kyle. I'm like, oh, another game you would like that's of similar vein, same creator, Fallout 4. And I would say I know the Skyrim game the way Kyle knows the Fallout games. Like you can walk up to a cave somewhere and I'm like, oh, I know it. I even know the tangential missions for the most part that are associated with it. And like she's asking me questions about Fallout 4. She's like, does this matter? Does my charisma matter? And I'm like, I don't know. I know Kyle told me intelligence and perception are really important because she wanted to do like that VATS, like zoom in kind of build. And I know perception. And then apparently intelligence is just a catch-all. So everybody wants a lot of intelligence because you get experience faster. Yeah. And so she's asking for me for like build structures as she's playing the same way that like I know in Skyrim. And I'm just like, I don't know. It seems like a good gun.
The fucking nerds went through the spreadsheets, and it works to do Idiot Savant no matter what your intelligence is. It's better to have Idiot Savant than to not have Idiot Savant, despite the description and the lettering or the perk. And that's a fun perk. Idiot Savant is a luck-based perk. I think you need luck 5 or 6, and just randomly you get lucky and things go your way, basically. And when it happens, this like little retarded guy jumps on your screen and goes, and everybody hates that voice so much that there are mods to change it to other things. And I'm like, I love it. I make it so it happens all the time. I'm added a mod so that it happens constantly because it's triple XP when it triggers. Yeah.
One of the only things I insisted on for her build, other than like, if you're doing VATS, and I was like looking through the chart, like I didn't know this offhand. I'm like, okay, clearly perception is like the VATS thing. If you want to be a sniper or something like that, that's useful. And then I insisted that she get Mysterious Stranger because my one playthrough of Fallout 4, I ranked that up all the way. And once you have that ranked up all the way, that dude showing up like 1 out of 3 shots, just constantly popping in and executing some ghoul on your behalf. I see
what people were talking about Melania's get up at the inauguration. They're like, oh shit, after those assassination attempts, he's the first president with the Mysterious Stranger perk.
I thought that, so I saw some people say Carmen Sandiego. I think it depends on your age, your generation, because I saw Cad Bane. Cad Bane is a villain from Star Wars that has like not only that flat hat like that flat brimmed wide hat, but he's also got like a really like wicked grin like to his face because he's a blue alien man.
He was the one. He was in Mandalorian.
He was,
season, right?
Yeah. They like killed him off. It's one of those things. It's like that's a top tier villain. That's like a fan beloved villain, and they killed him. And
did you play Carmen Sandiego as a kid on the PC?
Cartoon. I had the cartoon.
Yeah. Wait. Are you saying you watched the cartoon, or you played the cartoony game?
I watched the cartoon.
Oh, okay. There was a game on. I never had it at my house, but my friend's computer had Carmen Sandiego on it, and it was like a fact-finding clue game, and it was something like you had to use clues to guess where she was in the world, something like that. I remember passing the time there pretty good. That was fun.
Yeah, it was one of those early PC games. I think I played that. I had a friend who had the cool PC games. Like I had that game you just talked about, and I had a couple of more like clue-based word type games.
Something that teaches you multiplication and typing.
Yeah, you get like 10 minutes in and you're like, wait a fucking minute, you're tricking me into learning. You son of a bitch.
My friend had Home Alone. I was so jealous of Home Alone because I was like a big fan of any movie where like a kid was left alone and had to fend for themselves, but then like turned it on the bad guy. Because that was me, I'm a kid. So of course I put my Richie Rich or Blank Check, absolutely. And definitely Home Alone. I was like, Red Rider. I know where Daddy keeps the gun.
You remember Dunstan checks in
for Home Alone again?
Macaulay Culkin.
You want me to say it, or are you trying to trigger Woody? No, Woody.
Oh, he hasn't missed a Macaulay Culkin in like 2 years now. Like he's on point with it.
Yeah. You gotta
have Liam Neeson.
It's to the point that he ruined the bit because he remembers the name.